Is Arbitrum the future of crypto, as it is one of the hottest L2s on Ethereum right now? And guys, today in this video, we're going to be doing a review / me giving my opinion on Arbitrum and where I think it's going and all that other cool stuff. We're going to hop straight into it. As you can see, we are right now on CoinMarketCap. And as you can see, let's first take a look at the price action because, we're in this shit to make money off these tokens. And as you can see right now, Arbitrum, ticker ARB, is up over 33% on the month. And it currently is the 45th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. It has a market cap of about $1.3 billion. And as you can see on the year, it hasn't done too well. It's down 91%. But this token actually launched at the beginning of this year back in March. It spiked pretty quickly to 180 cents. And it's gone down to around 78 cents. And it's since made its way up to over $1. And we are still, in the early stages of a bull run, so I'm not too worried about this price action. I 100% think, it's going to break its all-time high it hit back in, April. I think this thing could easily do a 10x, not financial advice, but yeah. So now let's get into it. So what is Arbitrum? Let's go to the About section. Arbitrum is an Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution that uses an optimistic rollup to achieve its goal of improving speed, scalability, and cost efficiency on Ethereum. So now let's go over the definition of what is an optimistic rollup and why should we give a shit. So an optimistic rollup is a type of layer 2 scaling solution that relies on off-chain computation to trustfully record transactions that happen in layer 2. And another rollup that another optimistic rollup, I guess you could say Arbitrum's rival, would be Optimism over here. And Optimism is has the 40th largest market cap in crypto. And yeah, as it says here, periodically the system publishes a Merkle route of transactions that happen within the rollup in order to update the state of the rollup on the main underlying blockchain. And here's the difference between a ZK rollup and an optimistic rollup. So the main downside to optimistic rollups compared to zero knowledge rollups is the time that it takes the layer 2 users to be able to withdraw their funds back to the underlying blockchain. As an optimistic rollup has to rely on external validators to check the Merkle route for cheating before the state can be updated. There needs to be a sufficient amount of time for validators to check and challenge the activity that's happened on layer 2. All right, so we got that out of the way. Enough of the optimistic rollup talk. Let's keep going. So Arbitrum, once again, they launched their token. So it is a layer 2, and it helps Ethereum scale. It helps with the low, the cost fees, improving the speed of Ethereum. As we know, Ethereum is very slow and has high gas fees, and it's not too good. And another benefit of Arbitrum is the higher throughput and, of course, lower fees, as we said again. And now let's talk about the token. So right now there's a total supply of about, 10 billion Arbitrum, and the circulating supply is about 1.2 billion Arbitrum. So, as we know, as it says right here, the token ARB is actually a governance token, and it's for the DAO. So there's an Arbitrum DAO, and the token is used to vote in the DAO. If you hold the token, you can vote on proposals, etc. Now, some may say this is bearish for the token, but here's why I say it doesn't matter. Because Uniswap had the same sort of thing where their token wasn't actually used for really anything except for the DAO, and the Uniswap token still pumped a ton. So therefore, I think the Arbitrum token will be fine, and most people in general who are buying these tokens don't necessarily give a shit if it's a DAO token or what the fuck it's used for. Of course, some of the tokenomics that can be developed can obviously pump the price, but in general, I think the tokens would be completely fine, DAO token or not. So I think it's all good. Now, as we know, Arbitrum, for their first, when they launched the token, they did an airdrop to early users and DAOs building on Arbitrum with 12.75% of the total supply to be distributed. Pretty cool stuff. Now let's go over who are the founders. So Arbitrum was developed by Off-Chain Labs, a New York-based company. The founders are Ed Felton, Stephen Goldfeder, and Harry Kalauder, former Princeton University researchers. Pretty cool stuff. In 2021, Off-Chain Labs announced they raised $120 million in its Series B funding, led by Lightspeed Venture Partners, valuing it at $1.2 billion. Cool stuff. Now let's talk about what makes Arbitrum unique. Arbitrum uses optimistic rollups to stand out. Once again, compatibility. Arbitrum supports unmodified EVM contracts and transactions, meaning that any existing Ethereum dApp can run on Arbitrum without any code changes. It's scalable, it's flexible, it's decentralized. Decentralized, as we know, decentralization is a spectrum. At least I believe so. And this is pretty cool stuff. So, yeah, now let's go to their Twitter. So let's see how much clout they have. So on their Twitter, they have 888K followers. And one of the big things and one of the smart things that they have going for them at Arbitrum is they have a lot of influencers backing them. Of course, it's built on Ethereum, and there's a ton of Ethereum maximalists. But one of the big influencers that they have that's actually on the team for Off-Chain Labs is Size Chad. And you guys might be thinking, oh, this is such a meme. Who gives a fuck if Size Chad is, shilling Arbitrum and is part of the Off-Chain Labs? Well, this dude, even though he has 85K followers, it is a rock solid 85K, meaning his followers legitimately show up. And when he shills, his followers will move. Not saying you should follow influencers and their financial advice, but this is kind of just the following he has. And he's also friends with all the influencers. So once again, this game, when it comes down to token price and really a project succeeding, of course the technology matters, but the marketing really, really, really matters. And when we're trying to make money on tokens, and when it comes to token pumping, it really comes down to tokenomics, marketing, and influencers. So they have influencers. They have Size Chad, and all his buddies, I guarantee you, are talking about, hey, we like Arbitrum so much. So he's in cahoots with all those guys, Kobe, all those guys. So you have to really think about that. So I think they've done a pretty good job marketing, and that's another reason why I'm bullish, because you need influencers talking about your token. And what a better way than have an influencer on your team who's friends with all the other influencers. Now let's go to this. So Optimism. So Optimism is their main rival, you could say, and as I said, they have the 40th largest market cap, and also I guess the other L2s. But another thing that nobody talks about is the fact that, let's do right here, what Ethereum L2 has the most TVL. And as we can see here, what is the best L2 on Ethereum? So Arbitrum is actually, listed as the best L2 on Ethereum. And as we see, Ethereum's, out of all the layer 2 networks, Arbitrum has the highest TVL by far. They actually dominate Ethereum. They have a higher TVL than Polygon, but of course they just released their token. And I do believe, my honest prediction when it comes to the price performance, I'm just going to put this out there. I could be completely wrong, obviously. I think it could definitely hit the top 20 in a bull market, because there's actual activity going on with Arbitrum. Some of these tokens, there's not much activity. Polygon, honestly, I think Arbitrum could definitely flip Polygon during the bull market, as there's actually more activity going on in Arbitrum than Polygon, more usage. And Polygon's had a tough time retaining some of the projects in their ecosystem, etc. Obviously, I think it's going to pump and make a lot of people money, but I do think Arbitrum could get bigger at some point. Maybe I end up wrong, whatever. Now let's go to their website. So here is their website. As it says here, welcome to the future of Ethereum. And it says here, take it to the next level with Nitro, making Ethereum more exclusive. Nitro is the most advanced blockchain scaling. Arbitrum Rollup, they have the news. And let's go to their, check out their products. They have Rollup, AnyTrust, Orbit, Stylus. They have a portal, bridge, community resources. Let's see their resources. Governance talks, block bounties, block explorer. This is, let's go to the Rollup. So scale securely on Ethereum. Go on-chain with Arbitrum's battle test and market leading L2 technology. I like their website. It's pretty clean. It's, pretty simple. Arbitrum 1, the flagship L2 chain, is decentralized and permissionless, deriving security from Ethereum while leveling up what it can do. So they're basically banking big on Ethereum. Now, one thing I will say, which is kind of interesting with all these L2s, if Ethereum, the base layer chain, eventually got to the point where it's scalable, it has low fees, and has low, high throughput, would it make all these layer 2s on Ethereum relevant? Because at the end of the day, the only real reason why these layer 2s exist, Matic, Optimism, Arbitrum, etc., is because the Ethereum base layer chain is dog shit. That's really it. But eventually, if the Ethereum base layer chain got, efficient and all that other stuff, would it make these L2s irrelevant on a long enough time frame? Now, there's a really solid chance that Ethereum stays dog shit, so these L2s remain relevant. But there's also a scenario where Ethereum becomes, an actual good chain, and these L2s aren't needed anymore. I'm assuming they'll probably pivot and then find some other way to, help out Ethereum in some sort of way, or have their own chain. They'll probably just, do whatever. They'll basically end up being a side chain or whatever. But I think it's really interesting. But I am bullish on these L2s on Ethereum. Of course, we know Ethereum is the most, besides Bitcoin, the most liquid cryptocurrency. And, Fidelity just filed for a spot Ethereum ETF. BlackRock just filed for a spot Ethereum ETF. So, at the end of the day, the tech's kind of garbage on the Ethereum base layer, but there's great L2s that are being built on top of it. And it's liquid. And guess what? The big boys on Wall Street want to buy into it, it seems. So you just got to roll with it. You know, you don't want to fade the pump. That's one thing is like, you know, you can argue and say, oh, the tech's shit and this and that. Larry Fink and the boys don't give a fuck. They can pump it if they want to. If Wall Street wants to pump this thing and they want to eventually come out with the spot Ethereum ETF, it is what it is, man. It just is what it is. And it's really looking like Ethereum could eventually be in that place where it is a commodity just because the big boys on Wall Street want to make it that way. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for, you know, the review on Arbitrum. If you enjoyed this quick and, you know, this great review, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, posting daily videos here, and also go follow me on X, first link in the description. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching.